having me. I'm really excited to be here and share our story. Let me talk a little bit about our bank. Before that, I would like to say that I'm not going to talk here about technology because the past 3 days we've been into a lot of technology stuffs, and I just want to here come and share our story, the story of transformation because of the open source WSO2. So to tell you a little bit about our bank, we were established in 1999. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year, and we have become one of Ethiopia's leading private bank, and we have like 900 outlets, branches, ATMs, and things like that. We run on Temenos core banking as a core banking, and one of the things that my bank aspires to be is that to be a very adaptive, tech-driven, and which is to empower our customers in economic and all the stakeholders involved, and that's basically our mission. From the bank's perspective, we have kind of Ethiopia is a developing country, and as part of that, we are aspiring to be a digital first embracing country, and almost every services are required to be digitally served, and that is one of the key drivers in the country that we need to embrace. And our customers also expected, speed, the flexibility, and of course a 24-hour by 7 service. And to avail that, like we thought in the first place, core banking from the perspective of our bank, implementing a core banking and having that running would solve everything, and that was really not the case. And customers expected, of course, the speed, the 24/7 service, and the legacy system that we had at that time, the core banking couldn't provide all the expected solution or the expected service that our customers are requiring. And because of that, legacy system creates the friction and delay in integrations, and that had created also integration to be very slow and rigid and sometimes very fragile, because our integrations mainly were performed on the core banking, directly on the core banking. Anything that is connected to our banking system is through the core banking, and that were kind of hard-coded integrations from the side of the core banking, and that created a kind of friction, because whenever a new service comes to place and we need to provide that service, we have to do it into the core banking, and that was very challenging for us at that time. And recently, our bank crafted a strategy and a roadmap to be a trusted partner for economic empowerment to our customers and stakeholders. And for that, we have like 6 pillars in the strategy, and two of the pillars focused on technology and digital enablement and digital mindset. And that tells you that our bank really wants to be a digital first bank. But we were not ready to be a digital first bank, because maybe before 2021 we were running, like I mentioned previously, core banking was all the solution that we get, and it will provide us all the required solution that the integration requirement or the service requirement from all stakeholders. But the integration that we had were simply the ATM, directly talking to our core banking, the POS and mobile and internet banking. And those were the only services that were available at that time. And of course, like I mentioned, these are hard-coded into the core banking. And we were dependent on the vendor support for integration enhancement and new integration capabilities. And because of the vendor locking, and because the vendor has its own proprietary language to kind of develop, we were, it was very difficult to scale into the next level of service, and that was very difficult for us. And well, we had to change. At that time, we thought after 2021, maybe if we upgraded the core banking, we thought those kind of problems would have been solved, and we upgraded at that time the core banking. Before 2021, the core banking was running on a proprietary language called InfoBasic, and after 2021, we upgraded into a Java-enabled core banking. But that we thought that could solve all the problems of the integrations, but because we thought Java come into the picture, and because Java has a reputation in enterprise systems, but we thought that would have solved it. Still, there is no abstraction, and the scalability was still a challenge. And even though we have upgraded our core banking system into TAFJ-based and to the then latest system, still integrations were directly talking to the core banking. And of course, that created a kind of security issue, because every third-party integrations coming to our system is directly connected to the core banking, and that has created security risk. And of course, the other thing is that developing a new integrations on the core banking needed a very specific knowledge on that proprietary language. And for that, we needed a kind of very good architecture to solve this integration problem. And we were looking for architecture that could support the growth, the scalability, and the agility that is required from the country's perspective. And so we were looking for, well, at that time, ACB is de facto for enabling integrations into services and acquiring integration capabilities. And of course, like many would do, we had tried to look into commercial ACB products at that time. Of course, we were being approached by several of them, and like you would imagine, almost every one of them was too expensive. And at that time, well, our management, because we are in a banking sector and we need to kind of make profit on, we're there to make business. We were the management at that time couldn't just provide you the funding to acquire third-party commercial ASB products because budget was a limitation at that time. And because of that, well, one time I remember even our CEO said, we are not here as an IT company because we are here to make profit and to make the business. And whatever investment I make on any system, if I don't get the return on investment properly, then he will not invest on that. And that's what he says. So there is a challenge of requirement from the customer, from the country's perspective, that services need to be integrated into our banking infrastructure, and we need to provide all the payment services that the customers want. But on the other hand, there is a budgetary issue and cost implication that we had to kind of somehow involve an ACB system. And at that time, that's when we discovered WSO2. It was just a simple recommendation from a colleague that we had to kind of give us a balance in the wanting the ACB system and also the budgetary constraint that we had at that time. And we discovered WSO2. Well, it was open source, it was lightweight and of course highly scalable at that time. And because of its open source nature, usually in a banking, you kind of get back because you think that open source and security issue are always considered to be the issue. And in any ways, we tried seeing and looking into it, and all those things happened with zero license cost. And we started exploring the community edition at that time, WSO2. And then, of course, we tried with some internal pilot projects. Like I mentioned, almost every integration is happening directly to our core banking. And we tried to test with and pilot with some of the non-critical integration aspects, and we tried using WSO2. And lately, we have migrated, and because it has proven to be a very good system, and it gave us the capability and the power to scale in a secure way. We kind of migrated all the integrations that were directly connected to our core banking, and we migrated to WSO2. And that gave us, of course, a kind of freedom in a way to be able to extend services and provide integrations. And also it decoupled the service from the core banking, and that has enabled us to make our core banking a little bit more secure, because now third-party integrations are not just directly talking to the core banking, and that gave us a very good power from that perspective. So now we have like several services, and almost all our services are connected directly through WSO2. And for example, there are like the wallets. Well, these wallets are a very emerging type of bank accounts that is very known in African market, and those wallets are integrated through directly WSO2. And the telecoms, we have a telecom integration for maybe bill payment or any telecom related services. We have a ticketing, fuel, the tax payments, almost everything that's connected to our bank is connected through WSO2. And now WSO2 has become a mission critical system, because previously in Ethiopian context and from our bank's perspective, core banking is a very critical system. That's what we really aspire to just maintain and really keep everything to be smooth from the core banking perspective. But now, because everything is becoming digital and everything is now connected through WSO2, of course, it has become a very critical system, and it's now just part of a mission critical system. And so maybe what I said, all these integrations and capabilities were done through the community edition. You can imagine what kind of things that we can do with the enterprise support that we get. And so in our recent strategy plan that's going up to the time of 2030, we budgeted for WSO2 Enterprise Edition to be part of our ecosystem, because, like I mentioned, it's now servicing almost every integrations that the bank is connecting to any services that are available out there. And it's because of its mission criticalness, we cannot just afford doing everything with the community edition, and we need to go and we need to scale to the next level of support. And so we have already embedded in the strategy that it is now a strategic tool that we need to really keep and focus on, and we have done that. So, well, what I would say that, of course, for the digital integration, agility is a key to survival. Without it, we cannot even think of anything digital. We need to be agile, and because of our challenge in the previous, that everything was very rigid, well, we didn't grow in digital way as we were supposed to grow, because as I told you, that our bank is 25 years old in the banking industry from Ethiopian perspective, and 25 years is very long, and it is very critical that without agility, the transformation that we are aspiring to be could not happen. And for that, WSO2 give us, of course, the speed, the control, and the confidence that we are really trying to embed it into as part of our strategy. And because we rely on our customers, because they need a fast service, an agile service, and because of that, we had to embrace the agility way of doing things. So, and finally, what I would say is that this is just a simple story that a rigid system can be transformed into a digital-first journey. I'm not saying that Nib Bank is just a very digital-oriented bank, or no, we're not there yet, but we have started a kind of foundation, and we believe that WSO2 give us that foundation, and that foundation would make us very resilient and digital-first bank in the coming 5 years or so, at least from our strategic perspective. And that would enable us really to empower our stakeholders and customers in achieving the service that they deserve to get from our bank. And so we get from a rigid system into a very flexible and resilient integration. And now we believe WSO2 is our trusted partner to the next enhancement of our services. And we believe we are on the right track. So our story is that we trusted that the open source would work at that time, and we injected a little bit of internal will and a little bit courage and trust, and now we believe that we are being transformed and we are growing into a digital first bank. And for that we really think WSO2 helped us achieve all of that. And to tell you, all of this happened with WSO2 Micro Integrator 1.2. Imagine now the latest version is 4. Yeah. If we could do everything like this with 1.2, imagine what we could do with the latest and smartest solution. And we are really aspiring to leverage all that technology and really move ahead with the transformation of our bank. And for that, thank you.